Hey guys, I'm here with another set of turns from my LA Statist game. Turns out it was turn 54 that I didn't have, so this is jumping right into turn 55. So there's a attack that was prepped last turn that happens this turn that I miss out on. We'll see, we're getting fire gems from Caelum. These guys are making lightless lanterns for our allies. This guy casts Tomb King, so he gets attacked by a big horror. This is Slave to Unreason. This guy's one of like the end game horror attacks. He is incredibly powerful. He has all of the tags that would make him really good. Yeah, and he's just going to annihilate me. Also, he comes with all these personal gems. Like, it's ridiculous. And it's because this Sauromancers reviving Tomb Kings is the reason Kruggy comes for him. Really? You're going to cast Rage? Time Stop? Enslave Mind? Will of the Fates, Astral Healing, Power of the Spheres, Cheat Fate. And I think this guy actually got enslaved in the first attack because like Slave to Unreason has 10 astral, so that'll penetrate even this relatively high magic resistance. Okay, Great Blue just got relinquished to me because I'm going to build, I think, a lab there. We'll take a look at that in a sec. Oh, running out of storage space here. We'll just free up some things. Okay. So we get a few attacks from Vengeful Waters. We get some death. Get some magic beans. Evocation rituals are cheaper. We've got the elixir curing some of our units, and Dragon Port gets hit by. Oh, we're under siege there. Okay, so let's take a look at the map. Starting at the top. So Oppressor General coming in with a bunch of stuff against my minimal PD here. And I decide to defend here. This is going to be a mistake. But I figured 20 PD plus my mages should be able to take the Zweihanders if he comes in. This is under siege. This gets raided, and I'm not going to respond to it this turn. This was raided last turn, and then we raid it back. That's fine. There is a huge number of units here. 910. That's coming in from both Vedheim and it looks like Meteorite Guards, but like really this is mostly Vedheim. And it's crossbows and stuff, so we'll have to see how that goes. I don't know if I'm trying to defend. It looks like, yes, I've got a Cheap Fate Luck Body Ethereal Retreat with a bunch of garbage on him. So he can hopefully trigger gem usage if there's gem usage to be triggered. We've got this Sauromancer tries to seduce Orentus here. Okay, that's nice. And then he's going to break siege. And last turn I attacked this province. Now the trouble with this is I'm basically out of Tomb Chariots. So it's like this army is way weaker than it was. It still has a ton of mages. But Pythium did something here that he hasn't done before. He's got the Heliodromi, which go up to Fire 3, and he's got a whole bunch of fire gems on it. There are also a lot of mages here compared to the number of Palatines. So this is a heavy defense, and I am not prepared for this. I would have 100% won this fight with more chariots. So let's see how it goes. Sorry, I'm not going to show my script. You guys know my script is evocations plus a little bit of horde of skeletons with not much else. We're going to watch these mages. So there is a communion that goes off. Some are hit by arrows, but it's a communion and point buffs. This guy has made his first fire elemental. Howl goes up. Gifts of the Sacred Swamp going up. Okay, sure, that doesn't help. And the communion's going to make horde of skeletons from the looks of things. Second fire elemental buff. The other problem here is that my chariots ran into the fire elementals rather than running into the mage core. Third fire elemental. Potentially do one more. And Hell. Hell is doing good work right now. As is all the body ethereal on the mages. That's quite useful. Okay, that's the last fire elemental. So it's really 4 fire elementals. And we did route some units. The trouble is, with these wolves coming in, this is not something I was prepared for. And the wolves are distracting my archers. If the archers had been focusing forward, I might have been able to win something here. But there's a whole bunch of archer bolts that are getting used just for these wolves. And let's speed things up. Notice that there were 4 full-size fire elementals at the start, and there's still 3.5 left. This one's been shrunk once in size, but I really don't have a mechanism for dealing with the fire elementals. Fire elementals are ethereal, so they're going to dodge one of every 4 arrows anyway, and the arrows buff is like fire arrows, so like fire elementals aren't bothered by that at all. Down to 2.5 fire elementals. Crossbows are running. And that's it. That's it, I'm done. It's very well defended by Pythium here. Very, very well defended. I would have needed more chariots. That would have helped. Yeah, just more chariots. I don't really have a good mechanism for dealing with Howl. The crossbows killed 154 units, and I lost 5 Sauromancers. This is Howl really doing some damage to me. But those fire elementals really like turn the tide by slowing the battle down and allowing Howl to do work. So we're down on our mages for sure. Thankfully we got all the ones that retreated. We do lose troops, which is bad, and we have to reset. So in hindsight, no, I shouldn't have attacked here. This is a lot of mages, and it's no more mages than we've been fighting up to this point, but we've always had more chariots than 31. And we've had close to 100 chariots in every fight. And also, this is the first deployment of a Heliodromi, which was buffed with the Pythium spell to make him Fire 3. There's a national spell in Pythium to buff those guys. Caelum attacking. Raiding. A little bit of raiding, a little bit of raiding. A little more raiding. A little more raiding. Lots and lots of raiding. Oh yeah, so I believe in the last episode we saw this guy go here, here, here. So now he's finishing his loop back around with the Bacabs and the Ahas. Might as well look and see what he's up to. Lifelong protection. And then water ones in support. I guess that's interesting. Lifelong protection doesn't appear to work underwater. Cannot be cast underwater. I might find that useful in another game. Looks like Atlantis is grabbing this. We can't see the Patella army, so Patella is almost certainly on Spalva's cap then, because we don't know better. Forgiving Fathers, counter-raiding Yeoman. This looks like a repeat of last turn, but in actuality, last turn Atlantis raided out on turn 54, the turn I don't have, and then it comes back in, or the Ryujin come back in. Looks like Atlantis left some... Oh, no, Atlantis tried to raid with these guys. That's what's going on here. Interesting. So Stygian Skin, Liquid Body, and Ice Shield. What does... Ice Shield gets you Protective Force 20. Okay. And the Fatigue is fine. Frozen Heart, Frozen Heart, Frozen Heart. Okay. Frozen Heart again. Frozen Heart. Frighten. And they're dead. I guess he triggered gem usage. Did he? There's 6 Ryujin here. Oh, the Ryujin just have their Dragon Pearls. So they're just summoning water power, and then they're each going to summon 1 water elemental. And then that's what does it here. Water elementals are pretty good underwater. You really want to counter with your own water elementals. Atlantis could do this. I think it's like late at this point to try and fight, but the hindsight 2020 move is Forgiving Fathers are water 2s. They summon water power. That's water 3. They have Power of the Spheres if you want it for water 4. And you can do all the living water or summon water elementals that you want. And you get 2 per turn. You get 1 per turn from each of your underwater forts. Let's see. So yeah, not much raiding happening here. Atlantis loses some there. Lord of Hell taking out my Sauromancer again, who's happily sight searching every province, and getting his base raided off. That's funny. So where's the Sauromancer now? Here he is. Good. Jumps to yet another province that has been sight searched. Very efficient sight searching from the Sauromancer. This looks like what was left of the army here. So we get some disease demons, sniping some Forgiving Fathers, and then 1 militia gets picked off by whatever it is that was coming out to patrol. So yeah, this army, slightly diminished, lines up here, doesn't pop it. So we'll have to keep an eye out for it next turn to see where it goes. Yeah, so logistics here, we're moving about, and we'll have to see what Atlantis and Pythium are up to next turn. In terms of messages, the Lightless Lanterns, we're still making as much as we can, sending them to Utgard, still sending Blood Slaves to Utgard. He wants the Cure-All Elixir back, so we're doing that. Global Enchantments, no change here. We still have Wrath of God up. That's good for us. And Yeah, let's go to the next turn, I think. I guess, like, I've never actually shown what I do, like, on an average turn. Like, what my mages are doing and stuff, but it was so long ago that I don't really remember. So let's just go to turn 56. We asked for some black hearts from Midgaurd, just to potentially do assassins more flexibly. But I end up not using them, and I think I send them to Atlantis. No real events here. Got some blood slaves. Unexpected events. Some gems. And 2 attacks from Vengeful Waters. Okay, so yeah, and it rains it pours. So Relay decides Arithia really isn't a target and comes over and takes his sieging army and raids my province with it. So that's great. These guys take out this province and I can't scout it anymore. Let's watch this because I really screwed up here. I have 25 PD here, which is a bit. I've got my mages all clustered here where I thought they could support themselves. They are old, cold, and highly encumbered. And that's going to be a problem. So Horde of Skeletons normally costs 40. You divide it by 2 because you have an extra level, which means it should be 20. But with the encumbrance, I'm getting 32 a tick. Casting a spell that should be costing me 20 a tick. So we get a good front line of skeletons, so that's good. Unfortunately, the Zweihanders are very killy and are going to kill the skeletons faster than all of my death mages. What do I got here? I got like 6 death mages here. And I'm not going to be able to produce enough chaff. In fact, they're still asleep after 3 casts. And I lose all of my Sauromancers. Yeah, brutal. Absolutely awful of me. 8 Zweihanders to 6 Sauromancers. Like, tragedy beyond tragedy. So yeah, hindsight, this is 12 turns of mage recruitment here. They're 4 recruitment points each. They're expensive mages, and I just sacrificed them for absolutely nothing. For a 100 gold province with 1 gem income that I didn't successfully hold. Oh, this is yet another reason not to play LA Satis. Not only do you have your narrow mage paths, but even the few strengths that you do have can be just absolutely negated. Like 130 Zweihanders, that isn't even that much gold of stuff. Like, it's an equivalent investment on both sides, I would say. Gold-wise? Resource-wise, sure. These are a lot of resources, but gold-wise, and like normally, similar gold investments, if you have enough chaff, all the other Dominion's principles, you should win. And I didn't win. I could have scripted better. I should have had darkness. I should have had... darkness might have helped. Rigor Mortis would have made things worse potentially. I should have blessed my troops because I do have a bless. Like I could get 2 reinvigoration, goes from 18 encumbrance to 16 encumbrance. So no, that wouldn't have done it. Yeah, darkness is really the only thing I would have done differently. Life after death for my PD, perhaps. But realistically, I like, it's just shameful. Absolutely shameful. Very upsetting, and it's like very public too, right? Because like all of my teammates can see that I've done this, and I should have just let it slide, right? Like I don't need to defend any of these provinces. I don't need them. This troop is commanded by a single commander. If he ever comes over here, I will get an assassin on him, who's going to swarm assassinate him, and he'll be gone. Like, just completely unnecessary sacrifice of 6 mages. Like, I lost 5 mages here. Or, wait, is it here? Here last turn? Like, not even comparable. Not even comparable. Let's see what happens here. Sauromancer dies to an ice elemental. Fair enough. Is that the ice? Is this guy with gear? No. What turn is this? Yeah, it's turn 56. I guess I decided against a gem bait. Looks like the Vedi army has moved away because it's no longer 900 big. Looks like one squad went north, one went south. Yeah, let's keep going through here. Horror attacks. Just a light raid onto a fort. Light raid. Light counter raid. Just hanging out outside the cap with your god. Basically getting your dominion in there. You can't really do anything here until you get your dominion spread. Because of Vengeful Waters when you're Caelum, because Caelum's mages are very delicate. They're all dying to Vengeful Waters. PD dump holds off a raid. That's very efficient. Let's see what's going on over here. This fort is popped now. Zabalba raids into Tianqi because that long looping adventure just brings him right back to Tianqi. Ghost King comes in here as a counter raid. Looks like the Yeoman player has done like a TikTok approach where he's pulled back for a turn. Might be in here. I don't think we have scouts here. Yeah, he might have pulled all his Ryujin back here. Sorry, this army is only Ryujin. So, Dominion's principles suggest that you're supposed to have chaff in your armies. This is an army of mages exclusively. Now, they're very thick mages, 23 hit points. And they have water gems. No, they don't. They just have their little item. Some of these would have had water gems because that's living water going up. And yeah, and all it is, it's like the same battles that Utgard and Atlantis were struggling with earlier. That were just you're losing to air elementals. This is the similar thing except water elementals, and like air elementals are strong, but like water elementals underwater are just ridiculous. Like they're the only way to play underwater nations, which says something about how strong they are. Yeah, you put up a front line like this. Your mage support is these guys in the back. You do have a thug. The thug is not really kitted out to fight water elementals per se. These guys are crushing like 8 attacks per square at 20 damage. Your protection is actually quite high on these guys versus mundane attacks, so it is 31 prod. So this guy is kind of kitted to fight the water elementals. It doesn't look like he's on attack closest though. It looks like he's on attack rear. And he is going to take chip damage and just die, I think. Yep. It's just too many attacks. Too many attacks. Crush is an armor piercing attack, apparently, even though it's blunt damage. So it was only against 15 protection, so I was wrong. So it's just a huge amount of damage. Yeah. Boom. Boom goes the dynamite. So I think this gets wiped out. Yeah, all the retreat paths get wiped out. So this squad, after getting picked off through disease demons while it was wandering through Bogarus's lands, finally dies here to just a stack of Ryujin. This is a lot of Ryujin, but like these players can protect Yeoman and allow them to do well. And like the Yeoman player is significantly more experienced than the average player in this game. Shouldn't, maybe not significantly, but like on the higher end compared to like Pangea, who's on his team, who's clearly a newer to the game. Yeoman is flexing his muscles here. Let's see what else is going on. So there's counter raiding here. Another Angkok going in. Okay. No gear. That's better. I'd rather see these guys not have gear because the way he's been losing them. Like if we look here, if there might actually be gear on some of these guys. Yeah, like there's gear on that guy. There won't be gear on the Forgiving Fathers, but having gear just means that there's something for the other player to pick up. Werewolf Raids. This is a heavy kit. 15, 10, 5, 5, 5, and 5. Okay. And you can't really self-buff, but you do get 6 regen per turn, and he does have armor. So it's fine against PD. Just a light thug. Well, sorry, it's a heavier thug. Lord of Hell comes here. Atlantis was doing something there too. Yeah. Midgaurd goes here. Okay. And we circle back around. Let's see what our messages are. Air gems to Caelum, earth gems to Caelum, water gems go to Atlantis, blood slaves go to Midgaurd. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Let's take a look at turn 57. I think turn 58 is a big deal, and we're going to miss out on it because I didn't save it. Got another Black Heart. Black Mummy claims the lower throne. Oh god. Oh, I remember this. So, CDN Panther Midgaurd takes some boosters that I had made him and tries to put up Mother Oak, which is great because, you know, it's nice to have globals, and Mother Oak is a good global to have. Oh goodness, this guy gets sniped by horrors too. This is not yeah, sorry, there's the global, but let's look at this too. I think this is just an astral corruption event. The trouble here is his god is here. His god is kitted, 30 protection, good magic resistance, but the horror attack is Mantis Claws, so magic damage, so he's fine with this. He'll chew through these, but these are Soul Torn, and Soul Rending Claw is armor negating. Extra effect on damage horror mark. Doesn't work on mindless. So, like, if you had a bronze colossus, sure, you're fine, but armor negating damage is kind of this guy's only way of surviving. And these things have, like the horror mantises are going in first. These things have 4 attacks, potentially 8 attacks per square if they stack up. These guys are 3 attacks per square of their armor negating damage. So This guy's going to get buffed up. I think the damage resistance may work with the armor negating. I'm not 100% on that. Slash damage, yep. So the slash damage is going to be reduced. The Soul Vortex isn't going to do anything because these guys are undead. He's quickened. He's got high defense, so his only hope here is 36 defense. But all of these guys are going to be attacking him, and they all have magic weapons. So the Ethereal isn't going to let him dodge anything. So still a 36 defense. The Flesh Eater's only killing one per turn. Like oof. So he gets hit once there. Defense is chunked down to 30. Gets hit again. Gets hit again, and now he's running. So maybe could have done it with a Frostbrand, but definitely not against armor negating damage like that. So that goes down. Wait, it's like this stays up. But it doesn't go up. Oh, because I don't get to see the... Yeah, sorry, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to show you the actual assassination attempt, but he casts Mother Oak. Mother Oak costs 50 gems. The horror attack is proportional to the number of gems you spend when Astral Corruption is up. So he gets like a very strong horror attack on his, like a Norna or some weak chassis. What can he have here? Yeah, I think he got one of these. I think he had a Norna that had a rand of Nature 3, so with two boosters, Nature 5, and spends 50 gems on a spell for Mother Oak, and yeah. So that's very sad. I'm so sad about this because it's not just the gems, so it's 50 gems plus whatever he overcasted with, but it's also 2 boosters, and boosters are really hard to come by with the Astral Corruption being up. And I was going to put up, like, I would like to put up Mother Oak later. So that's basically just like 2 turns, 3 turns potentially later for Mother Oak, maybe even more, that we could realistically put it up. Anyway, very upsetting. I'll try and carry on. We get an event, we got some strange dreams, and let's have a look at how the turn goes. So it's 57. This guy pops in here. That's cool. So I expect he's going to raid around. This province is very valuable, so I need it. We need Atlantis' god back ASAP, so I think I'm going to call that thing. Yeah, Call Disciple is going to be happening all over the place, wherever I have extra holy, extra priests. Because I need Atlantis' god back because it is so effective over here, fighting these Relayan armies with his high magic resistance. We get put under siege here. This is a lot of units. Rimvedi up front. Very dense, very high damage, magic damage. Nifil Jarls, which he can't recruit, but he has a national spell to summon, so very powerful spell. And like other reasonable amounts of mage support, but not a ton. Light mage support, okay? Lots of troops, not much mage support. Sorry, let's look at this. No, I take that back. There is mage support, but it's for Moss Body exclusively. There's 20 mages here. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to break siege. And are we going to win? I'll just, spoiler alert, we bring lots of tramplers. Lots of tramplers. They are all on attack. We are going to cast Darkness, because even though it's somewhat counter, and Life After Death, not that this matters, but really we're just going to cast Darkness. And anti-magic. Anti-magic is important. It's a big fight, Darkness and anti-magic, and all of these guys are just going to die. I don't have the turn, so I can't show you. We take basically no losses and wipe them out. I think I'm sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of my mages in. So it's an overwhelming amount of mages. It's going to be an overwhelming amount of tramplers. And with Darkness up, none of these troops have dark vision. Even though they're goblins, you think they would have dark vision. None of them do. I think the Neefle Jarls, yeah. Yep, so no dark vision. They're all going to die. Okay. Stalker, you can't, yeah, you're eventually going to run into a Sauromancer. This guy had mostly caught priests up until now. But he catches a Sauromancer that actually has a bottle of living water on him. And yeah, water bottle assassins generally trump. What is this? Handful of acorn assassins. And like even without that, it would have been a near run thing with Horde of Skeletons getting cast. More stuff from Relay coming in. Pythium comes out and dies. And then the Ice Elemental kills the mage. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, so this turn Caelum moves on top of Midgaurd. And like I think this is the only misstep Caelum makes all game. Or has made all game in like almost 60 turns now. And I don't think he's made another one since. The trouble is High Dominion and Vengeful Waters. And it's just absolutely melts the mages. So there was no province defense, so I don't actually know how many mages he brought here. But it must have been a couple. And yeah, he loses 13. 13, that's like 3 turns of recruitment for him. Mages. Just gone for putting the cap under siege. That didn't even have a single point of province defense on it. Yeah. Tragedy strikes. Okay, so more raiding going on from Zabalba here. Atlantis takes this. There's no defense, so we're not going to look at it, but 9 Forgiving Fathers. 9 Forgiving Fathers, what is he doing? He's getting kills with these guys. So the Communion up, and then what are they going to cast? Marble Warriors? I thought Marble Warriors go off twice there. Maybe he felt it was necessary to get the area of effect. I thought the area of effect was pretty big. Well, I guess it is necessary. So 3 casts of Marble Warriors, then Legions of Steel. So these guys are going to be basically immortal. Yeah. That's pretty decent. 23 prot. 24 prot. Poof. Astral Fires seems to be the spell of choice here. And then some Frozen Heart. Incinerate, Boil. And then I think they're out of rage. Yeah. So they just self-buff. So yeah, nicely done. Very efficiently taken. Yeah. Things are still continuing apace. Nagini raids the province here. This guy probably has a kit. Oh, he's kitted like an assassin. Yep. Just a light kit. Naginis can do all the self buffs that you might want. So the Earth ones, quickness, liquid body. Blessing. They've got Blood Vengeance as a bless, so blessing is high value. Let's see what goes on here. Yeah, so the Ghost King died here. So we're back on top of this fort again. Kind of surprising. Okay, fair enough. I guess you want to keep the raiding on. Ryujin are coming in. So if you look at the map here for what things look like for Utgard, there's 3 Ryujin popping into all these provinces. And I don't think any of them get picked off yet. So Ryujin, with their huge map move, can go wherever they please. Oh, this one would have been part of the raiding, but I think this was from Ulm. Fair enough. So another killing of the Blood Marshal. Yes, and then this happens. The commander moves on here with his Y-handers. So we seduce, assassinate. This is redundant, but I just want to be careful. And I move my next load of skeletons come that direction. Send messages. Blood slaves go to Utgard. Air gems go to Caelum. Water gems go to Atlantis. Those are the rules. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to end this episode here. It's been turn 57. Thanks for watching. We'll catch back up on turn 59, unfortunately.